Welcome to Korean Cinema Channel. Today I would like to send you the following news. Shocking celebrity romance exposed. The ending no one saw coming. The drama Hard to Tease has ripped the veil off the seemingly sweet world of idol romances, revealing a battlefield of emotional warfare where every smile, glance, and hesitation carries a calculated weight. The pairing of Wang Hae-in and Hae-in isn't just a story of love, it's a psychological chess match, and the audience is both captivated and exhausted watching it unfold. At first glance, it appears like a typical romantic comedy, a persistent, slyly arrogant male lead versus a cool, untouchable female lead. But Hard to Tease twists this formula, presenting a narrative that's both addictive and deeply unsettling. Wang Hae-in's relentless pursuit, his can't let go, will fight for you energy, feels charming on screen, yet every gesture is carefully orchestrated emotional manipulation. Opposite him, Hae-in's effortless composure, the subtle smirks, the graceful evasions, the lightness in her tone, turns her into a master tactician, deliberately navigating the emotional minefield he sets. It's not the classic naive girl falls for rich, handsome guy trope. Here, it's cold beauty versus arrogant charmer, I won't give in versus I'll make you give in. The push and pull, the constant tension between resistance and pursuit, draws viewers in, but under the surface, it mirrors a reality more exhausting than enchanting. Real-life Hard to Tease games rarely end in romantic fireworks, they more often leave emotional bruises and mental fatigue. Fans can't get over Wang Hae-in's expression the first time he's rejected. His eyes darken, a shadow of disbelief flickering across his face, before the corners of his mouth lift in a knowing, almost sly grin. It's as if he's silently declaring, "Fine. You're strong. But I'll outlast you." On screen, this is tantalizing. In real life, this is exhausting. People have flooded forums with complaints about how relentless pursuit in reality doesn't spark romance, it triggers stress, anxiety, and heartbreak. This show forces the audience to confront a psychological truth: attraction can be engineered, desire can be manipulated, and charm can be weaponized. The line between flirting and controlling, between persistence and obsession, is razor thin. When the scripted tension leaves the screen and enters reality, it's easy to see why adult relationships are complicated, why emotional energy is a precious commodity, and why no one wants to waste it on manipulative push and pull games. Yet, that's precisely the brilliance of Hard to Tease. It's more than an idol drama, it's a mirror reflecting the modern dating psyche. The audience experiences the thrill of emotional chase without the real-world consequences, yet can't shake the lingering awareness of what's happening behind the smiles. It's addictive, unsettling, and uncomfortably relatable. Social media is buzzing. Fans are dissecting every frame, every glance, every micro-expression. They debate who truly holds power in this emotional tug-of-war, who is the puppet, and who the puppeteer. The answer isn't simple. Wang Hae-in's relentless charm keeps viewers hooked, whilst Hae-in's cool intelligence ensures she's never fully captured, keeping the tension high. Every interaction becomes a study in strategy, patience, and subtle dominance. But the show also raises a chilling question: how much of romance is theater, and how much is manipulation? Hard to Tease exaggerates for entertainment, yet its emotional dynamics are alarmingly real. The drama's popularity isn't just about chemistry or plot twists, it's about holding a mirror to audiences, asking them to reflect on their own experiences with desire, persistence, and emotional fatigue. In a world where time is the ultimate luxury and emotional energy is finite, the drama forces viewers to ask themselves, could we survive a real-life version of Wang Hae-in's relentless pursuit meets cold resistance? The answer, for many, is a wary no. This push and pull isn't just fun, it's mentally and emotionally consuming. And that's why Hard to Tease is both a guilty pleasure and a wake-up call. The high of romance comes with a cost, and in real life, not everyone has the luxury to pay it. Hard to Tease doesn't just entertain, it shocks, fascinates, and unnerves. It exposes the undercurrents of modern romance, the psychological strategies behind attraction, and the emotional toll of persistence versus resistance. And as the credits roll, viewers are left not with a sigh of satisfaction, but with a lingering unease. In love, as in life, some battles are harder than they appear, and some endings are far from what anyone expects. Goodness, this psychological battle of love is exhausting even for the audience. Watching Wang Hae-in's eyes darken and his lips curl into a slight smile, you can't help but feel worried for Hae-in. Yet at the same time, you're captivated by the sweet and agonizing tension of this offensive and defensive tactic. Everyone's wondering, is this genuine affection, or a contest of superior acting skills? What's even more thrilling is that every glance, Every micro-expression in the drama feels like a game of chess. Wang Hae-in, since it's okay if you reject me, I have a plan attitude. Every step he takes back is actually a carefully considered psychological strategy. Hae-in's nonchalant attitude, every whatever, seems like a trap set for him, testing his patience and sincerity. The audience's heart races, their emotions pushed and pulled back and forth. This sweetness is mixed with anxiety. The bittersweet feeling strikes straight to the heart. The contrast with reality is even more shocking. You think idol dramas are just entertainment? In reality, this relentless pursuit versus icy indifference dynamic would drive an ordinary person to the brink of collapse. The working class, toiling overtime every day, also has to mentally rehearse 800 words, analyzing whether her hum is indifference or a hint of affection. Not enough likes on social media might keep him up all night. A slightly slow reply to a message and a whole psychological battle begins in his head. Love has become a second job, and beneath the sweet veil lies endless mental exhaustion and calculation. And the bystanders suffer the most. Sister Chen opened a milk tea shop, thinking it would be quiet and profitable, but it became a training ground for young people's psychological warfare. 3 hours are spent stealing glances at each other, scrolling through their phones to pretend to be calm, and drink sales. Pitifully low, seats occupied. Completely full. I've never seen anything like this before. I should just rename my shop Heartbeat Cost Accounting Center, she muttered to herself, but it also reflects the audience's sentiment. Who can stand this bittersweet reality? This tug-of-war is not just a plot device in a play, but a mirror reflecting the subtle psychology of modern love. You want to take the initiative? The other person pretends to be indifferent. You choose to back down? The other person secretly keeps track of the costs. A genuine battle of wits, or waiting for the other to surrender first? Viewers are exhausted yet unable to stop watching, because the thrill of this push and pull dynamic is more addictive and exciting than simple sweet romance. It can be said that Hard to Flirt With uses just a few episodes to portray the psychological warfare of love as an extreme experience. It has both the sweetness of overflowing hormones and the psychological anxiety of real life. It makes you laugh out loud and also makes your heart ache. The plot tells you, love is not just about being attracted to someone, it's also a psychological battle, a double test of acting skills and patience. The winner isn't who says I like you first, but who succumbs to this high-pressure game first. What viewers see in the drama is not just the relationship between Wang Hae-in and Hae-in, but a microcosm of modern love, sweetness hiding bitterness, laughter tinged with exhaustion, every subtle interaction a game of power and emotion. Has love landed? Not yet. Have the acting skills been honed? Absolutely. Ultimately, you can't help but ask, in this tug-of-war, is it a genuine battle of wits, or are both people waiting for the other to surrender first? Thank you for watching my channel. See you in the next videos. Thanks.